ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Friday, April 26th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. My name is Paul Swann. We're ready to go. Our text line is open this hour. It's 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. We start with the draft. Yesterday, night one of the draft. Any surprises for you? And of course, I was paying more attention to other things. I checked in now and then, and I came back just to make sure that I didn't miss the Bengals pick. And the Bengals making a pick, which I thought was very smart. Amarius Mims from Georgia, giving a little protection to Joe Burrow. Little. What am I talking about? A lot of protection to Joe Burrow. That's the one thing that I have been scratching my head over constantly. You have the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Make sure you put everything you can in front of him to keep him safe and healthy. And I think the Bengals are realizing that more than ever. You got to have strong defense. You got to have weapons. You got to have all of that. But I would rather my quarterback be nice and safe in that pocket. So good start to the draft. And, of course, it was just round one. We'll have more action coming up tonight on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And then, of course, day three of the draft will come up on Saturday, and we'll have that comprehensive coverage again right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So what did you think of the draft? Did you watch much of the draft last night? Was that something that was on your radar? Are you paying a little bit more attention at what was happening across the sports spectrum? We had, of course, NBA. We had NHL, MLB. There were a lot of people. A lot of people in that crowd last night. And it was fun to watch. I was going back and forth. I watched some of the ABC coverage, and I watched some of the ESPN coverage, and I kept going back and forth, and I went over to the coverage on NFL Network, and I thought the NFL Network did a great job. I do like watching the ESPN coverage, but there's just something about the coverage on NFL Network that's really good. I laughed a few times, especially when, I don't know if you know the backstory on this, but the Jaguars, and of course the Khan family run the Jaguars and own the Jaguars. Tony Khan, he is the owner of AEW Wrestling. We've talked about AEW before. Well, he suffered you don't see my face, my air quotes here, an injury on television. He was pile drive through the mat. And so we all know it's fake, right? I'm not saying anything that's out of turn, right? We all know it's fake. It's scripted. It's still professional athletes, but the outcomes are scripted, right? You know this. If you don't, we need to have a little talk later. Anyway, he's showing up. He's still staying in Story. He's got the neck brace on. He showed up in the draft room with the neck brace on just to stay in Story. And Rich Eisen pointed that out, which I thought was hilarious to point that out. We got some good stuff. Of course, Pat McAfee had the commissioner on, talking about possibly an 18th game, maybe 2 preseason games and 18 regular season games. I thought that was interesting. Overall, I liked listening to Bill Belichick. He knows what he's talking about. Bill's not going to play nice. I don't think he's going to be terse, but you're going to hear what he thinks. He's not beholden to anybody, and I think he's going to be good for the broadcast booth, and he's going to have a lot of insight, and he can probably say a little bit more now. So I thought overall it was good stuff tonight. We'll see if it can top night one. A lot of runs on quarterbacks in that draft. That was funny. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, do we really want to take this many quarterbacks in the first round? Is that where we're going with the quarterbacks? I didn't think there were that many first-round caliber quarterbacks. A lot of offense being taken. Night two, we're going to see a lot more defense. Thankfully, for the Bengals. They went on that offensive run with everybody else, but got somebody that was definitely a need-based pick. We'll see what they come up with on night 2. And, of course, again, reminder, we've got that coming up for you tonight. It's going to be on our sister station, Cat Sports, 93.3 and 1340. We got baseball coming up tonight right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. The Pirates yesterday lost to the Brewers 7-5. They're back at it tonight. This time they are taking on San Francisco. So that's going to be a 9:50 airtime tonight. So we'll have that here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. All your favorite teams, or at least some of your favorite teams, traveling outside of the friendly confines of the tri-state area. Phillies beat the Reds yesterday 5-0, so the Reds are at Texas tonight, 8:05 there. Cleveland did get a victory over Boston, 6-4. Guardians taking on Atlanta tonight. That's coming up at 7:20. And it's Atlantic League Baseball for those of you that celebrate. Charleston beat Staten Island yesterday, 5-4. Game 2 is coming up tonight. That's going to be in about an hour and a half, Go Martin Ballpark. So the start of the Atlantic League is underway. And, of course, don't forget, we got Appy League Baseball coming up real soon. And we're going to have those games for you, the home games, right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So we got a lot to get into. We're keeping an eye on tennis right now. I was a little concerned earlier. The Marshall women are in action right now, taking on App State. Sunbelt quarterfinal action. They're in Rome, Georgia. Marshall, App State, and anything is all you need to say to me. And I was a little concerned because Marshall lost the doubles point. I don't see that happening very often. So Marshall loses the doubles point, and now they've taken a 3-1 lead over App State. Just need one more here to clinch it. So if Marshall can get one more, Marshall will advance out of the quarterfinals. Still a little worried earlier. I saw they lost that doubles point, and I was just surprised. They lost the 1 spot. That's what the only win they got was at the 3 spot in doubles. They lost the 1 and 2 spot. I was not expecting that, but they've bounced back quite nicely. So maybe just need to get a little rust off. Whatever the case may be, they've come back quite nicely, and we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully we'll get a final before the show's over. Right now, Hurd leading App State in quarterfinal action in the Women's Tennis Championship in Rome, Georgia. Marshall with that 3-1 lead over the Mountaineers. Let's get the text line open. The show is better with you. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I sincerely mean that. The show is better with you. So let's get that going. One more time, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. What were your biggest surprises, takeaways from night 1 of the draft? Of course, we've got night 2 coming up. Does a running back like Rasheen Ali go a little early? Could Rasheen make his way in the early rounds tonight? Or are we going to have to wait till Saturday to hear maybe his name called also? We're hoping that Ethan Driscoll's name is called before it's all said and done. Rasheen is still regarded as one of the better running back prospects. Maybe there'll be a run on running backs. Maybe somebody will take a fly on Rasheen Ali. I still think that Rasheen's going to be fine if he doesn't get drafted. He's going to be an undrafted free agent. That's easy right there. Somebody will pick him up. And I hope the same for Ethan Driscoll, but these are pretty much the 2 best shots Marshall has of having a player drafted in the NFL draft. Night 2 coming up tonight. Listen to it in its entirety, Cat Sports in 93.3 and 1340. Night 3, day 3, we'll have that here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Text line opens up now. We'll get those texts in. We'll get you updated on what's happening with Marshall Tennis. And we'll go over everything that's happening today when we continue with today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sunflower Seeds will host an I Run Walk for Ukraine 5K Saturday, May 18th at Ritter Park. It starts at 9 o'clock. Visit TriStateRacer.com to register. T-shirts, canvas bags, and other items, part of the $25 pre-registration fee. Sunflower Seeds Incorporated is a tri-state area nonprofit established to raise awareness and resources for humanitarian aid to Ukrainian refugees. 17 million Ukrainians are in need of aid, and most of the refugees are women and children who want to remain near their Ukrainian homeland. To date, Sunflower Seeds has raised $40,000 and over 13,000 pounds of food and medical supplies have been delivered across 6 trips to Poland and beyond. Again, to be part of this I Run Walk for Ukraine 5K May 18th at Ritter Park at 9 o'clock, visit TriStateRacer.com to register.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From NCAA basketball, NBA, NHL, and MLB. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, Ray Crabtree, 304-736-8181. In Lavallette, Jason Elkins, 304-529-7555. And in Charleston, Lisa Godwin, 304-984-0000.
Looking to sell your vehicle and receive well above current market value? You're in luck, because that's exactly what you'll get during the grand opening of the Glockner Buying Center at all Glockner locations. Glockner's partnership with Kelley Blue Book allows us to offer above current market value for your vehicle in under 15 minutes. No appointment necessary. Even if you choose not to buy from us, we will still buy from you. That's how easy it is to sell us your vehicle.
We make it easy at Glockner.com.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
As a prospective college student, one way you can save money on higher education is to earn college credit while you're still in high school. You can save hundreds, even thousands of dollars by taking dual credit courses, which let you earn high school credit and college credit at the same time. Want to learn more about dual credit courses? Visit the website of the Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority at kheaa.com. That's kheaa.com.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back. It's The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for tuning in. Our text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're keeping an eye on the Marshall tennis team. The women right now in action against App State. Lost the doubles point, but right now the Herd has battled back, taking a 3-1 lead over the Mountaineers. This is the quarterfinal action of the Sun Belt Tournament, looking to advance to the semifinals as the 2 seed. Hopefully the Herd will be able to clinch it here soon and make the trip to the semifinals. That would be great for this team. I would love to see Marshall get to that championship game. Definitely would be a boost for the program. But pretty good performance so far. Number 2, regular season. And I like how the Sun Belt has the standings. Feels like you're actually competing for something a little bit more tangible. So it's been, I think, a good season for the tennis team so far. Got to get that championship, though, because after all, this athletic department loves overall success. And you will see that for years to come. There is more emphasis now on where the majority of these teams finish in the regular season and, of course, tournament play as well. There's a big, shiny Commissioner's Cup that Marshall would like to have one time. Tennis teams helping their cause here, 3-1 right now in quarterfinal action, taking on App State. All right, let's get that text line open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. From our text line we go. Texter writes in and says, do you think Rasheen Ali has an outside shot of being drafted tonight? It is possible. I can say that. It's possible. There could be a run on running backs, but I don't think so. I think more likely he's going to be a pick in maybe the mid-half of the draft tomorrow. I think he's more of a Saturday pick, to be fair. He's going to be a value pick. Somebody's going to take a fly on him, and he's going to land up somewhere where he can just shine. Might not be a high second or third round pick, but I think he's got a shot of definitely on day 3, somebody taking a pass on him and giving him an opportunity, and he should be able to stick with the team. After all, I think if he was healthier, you might see him go earlier. Had a good showing after Marshall. I think scouts are high on him. He's regarded as one of the higher regarded running backs in the draft. I just don't think he's a second or third rounder. Not this point. A lot of running backs will probably have to go first. But he gets on a team, I think he has a good opportunity to stick, and I think he will make an impact. Somebody's just got to take a pass on him and take a fly. You know what? And if he doesn't get drafted, there's still that opportunity to become an undrafted free agent, and he might have a little bit more say of where he ends up, and that might work out better for him. Just because you don't get drafted doesn't mean you don't have a shot of making the NFL. Keep that in mind. But the guy that I'm probably going to see more along the lines of an undrafted free agent would be Ethan Driscoll. We saw a lot of offense move yesterday. I think we're going to see a lot of defense move today. I think he's got a shot, though, sticking with the team as well. But what do I know? What do any of us know? I mean, honestly, what do any of us know? The NFL draft was a little perplexing. I don't think anybody expected to see what we saw yesterday when it came to some of the draft picks. Was there anything that stood out to you? Was there anything that maybe stood out to you and you thought to yourself, okay, I'm not sure if that's a good pick? Or were you just watching casually? I mean, that's where I'm kind of curious. Where are we at right now? We know the crowd was immense. It was huge. It was like one big outdoor party yesterday. And I don't know if you'll see that for day 3. You might see that for tonight, but I don't know if you're going to see that for day 3. But what do you think about Washington taking Michael Penix Jr.? That seemed to catch a lot of people off guard. That was the interesting pick, I thought. Yeah, everything else looked fine, but we had a quarterback go all the way from, we had a quarterback go at 1, we had a quarterback go at 2, we had a quarterback go at 3. Penix was 4. J.J. McCarthy was 5th. And then Bo Nix goes, he's 12th. He's the 6th quarterback taken. If you were looking for defense last night, it was few and far between when it came to picks from these teams. I'm just happy the Bengals didn't mess this one up. I like the pick of Mims. Joe Burrow needs protection. Joe Burrow's probably a happier quarterback right now, knowing he's got somebody there that in his college career did not allow a sack. Now, it's going to change. You're getting to the NFL. You got to be a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. You got to be a lot better. But I like the pick there for the Bengals. I think this might be the Bengals, when healthy. That's a team that a lot of experts regard as the true challenge to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I don't know if ultimately they can do it, but they're in the conversation right now, so I definitely like the pick. Other than the pick from Atlanta of Michael Penix Jr., I don't know if there's really a bad pick. But again, your team, you might have others things to say about it. Because after the 18th pick, I kind of tuned out. I mean, I dropped back in for a second to see, what Pittsburgh might do. See if there's any potential of a trade here or there. But at the end of the day, ultimately, I was just waiting for the Bengals pick. Okay, the Bengals are picking. It's Amarius Mims. Okay, I like that. He'll protect Joe Burrow. Okay, I'm moving on. We had NBA action last night. We had, of course, hockey. We're going to get into all of that with you, and we're going to hear more from our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter wants to know if I think that Owen Porter has any shot of getting signed post-draft. I think so. And I don't think that if he doesn't get drafted, which I don't know if he's going to get drafted, but there's a lot of opportunity out there. And keep in mind, again, undrafted free agent, there's an opportunity there. You get on a team, you stick, and it might be a better situation for him. He goes somewhere where he's a little bit more agreeable to. If there's more than one team talking to him, he gets an opportunity to maybe pick and choose. As a draft pick, I don't know. But as an undrafted free agent, I think he's got a strong shot. And he's a good name. We haven't talked much about Owen Porter. He's definitely the heart and soul of the Marshall football team for a long time. And he's the guy that did it right. By the way, we'll never see the likes of an Owen Porter again. I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we'll see the likes of him again. Players that come, they spend their entire college career at one place, wasn't looking for the next big thing. He loved Marshall, wanted to play for Marshall, finished with Marshall. While I don't think he's going to get drafted, I hope he does. Maybe late in the third day, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be an undrafted free agent somewhere. More text coming up, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I think the one we're all waiting for is Rasheen Ali, though. I think he's the one that has the best chance of being drafted. I think Ethan Driscoll has a shot, outside shot. Both of them, I'm pretty sure that if they don't get drafted, they're definitely set for an undrafted free agency somewhere. Owen Porter, hopefully he finds his spot. And also, let's keep in mind here, with the XFL and the USFL now merging, I don't think spring football is going anywhere. Now, I'm not watching it, so I might kill the argument here. I'm not watching it, but it is an avenue for some of these guys to get more of a resume built. And it's a good system. It doesn't interfere with the NFL, and it also gives these players an opportunity to go out, play real professional football, get a shot at maybe making it to the NFL team. So I think there's an opportunity there for him. I don't know if that's the path he's going to take, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get drafted, doesn't find a team to take him up right now. And I think that's going to happen, though. I don't think he's going to go without somebody taking a fly on him and taking a look and seeing if maybe he'll fit the team. That's just me. Maybe I'm a little biased on it, but if you mention any of the players that had some potential, that's a guy I would like to have on my team. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I mean, look at his numbers as well. I mean, look what he was able to do. Now, was Marshall the best platform, best team to showcase this season? No, not really. But he was able to keep close to his 2022 stats, I think. He had more solos in 23, had more assists in 2022. Sack numbers were better in 22. But he has a lot of the things that you want to have. I don't want to call them the intangibles, but he definitely was somebody that was able to provide leadership for the Thundering Herd, and I think that's something that, you know, he gets an opportunity, he'll get to show that characteristic as well. 304-396-TALK. More coming up. Today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you one of the nearly 10 million families that own a timeshare? Unfortunately, many families stuck in timeshares have learned the dark side of ownership, as their timeshare ends up being nothing like they were promised. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you were lied to when buying a timeshare, you're going to need help. I know this because I once worked as a timeshare salesman, but quit the business and made it my personal mission to help folks get rid of bad timeshares. That's why I put together a timeshare exit information kit to help you understand how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Over 30,000 families have trusted us to get rid of their timeshares. Many started out by simply calling us for the free information kit and are now timeshare free.
To get your free information kit, call Wesley Financial now. 800-814-1500. That's 800-814-1500. 800-814-1500.
In the tapestry of life, we encounter stories of legacy and accomplishment, but sometimes also abuse, neglect, or financial exploitation. Adult Protective Services understands the importance of safeguarding the well-being of our loved ones, our neighbors, and our community. To report neglect or abuse, call 800-352-6513. Sponsored by the Administration for Community Living, West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources, Bureau for Social Services, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station. This project was supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $383,493, with 75% funded by ACL, HHS, and 25% in the amount of $85,236 funded by state government sources. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by, ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, and baked lasagna. Giovanni's has the best sandwiches around, from the stromboli, Italian sub, calzones, and their signature Big Red. All dinners will be served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's Pizza, fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Save big money at Menards. Keep your lawn looking its best with Menards Premium 4-part fertilizer program. Each step is tailor-made for the health of your lawn. Get started this spring with a bag of crabgrass preventer with lawn food. Apply just once early in the spring to feed your lawn for over 2 months. Pick it up in our garden center today and check out Menards.com for more hot deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Psst. Yeah, you. It's me, your heart. Listen to me. We've got to talk. High blood pressure is serious, and yours? Whoa. What happened to us? We used to be so much more active. But lately, you've been ignoring me. I know you think I'm just gonna keep ticking away forever, but you're wrong. You can do so much more to control your high blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure and can quit whenever I want. Bet you didn't know that. But I like my job. Just treat me better. Check on me. Give me something green to nibble on every once in a while. And maybe we can do some exercise on occasion. Let's get to it. After all, we're in this together.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We continue on with today's edition of The Drive, keeping an eye on Marshall tennis. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Marshall right now leading App State 3-2. The Mountaineers are not making it easy on the Thundering Herd. Marshall just needs to win one more. App needs to win the next two to take the victory away from the Thundering Herd. We'll keep an eye on it. Of course, the winner will advance to semifinals and the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, taking on Troy in the semis if Marshall can advance. So right now it's Marshall 3, App State 2. Looks like at the one spot we got to fight. One spot still playing, 4 spots still playing, and right now it might come down to the one. Johannes Strom is one I think has the best shot of clinching this for the Thunder here. This might come down to 4-3. Interesting draw for the Thundering Herd. App State always making it tough. This one might go down to the very end. It looks like it, at least. So we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully we'll have a result before the end of the show. Until then, we'll keep the text line open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255, with all the talk of the NFL draft. And again, that's coming up tonight. If you can't watch it, we got it for you on our sister station. That is Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Baseball action tonight right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. The Pirates taking on the San Francisco. I was trying to come up with something cute for them. Sorry. Pirates Giants coming up tonight. We've got it for you right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Pirates are 13-13, fourth in the NL Central. The Giants are 12-14. They are fourth in the NL West. NBA action tonight. Bucks taking on the Pacers. Also, it's going to be the Clippers and the Mavericks and the Timberwolves and the Suns. That series between the Bucks and Pacers tied at 1 game apiece. Clippers and Mavericks also tied at 1 game apiece. And Minnesota leading Phoenix 2-0 in that series. So a lot of action coming up tonight in the NBA. NHL action tonight. We got a good one. Rangers taking on the Capitals tonight. Rangers lead that series 2-0. That's coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. 7:30 tonight it'll be the Canucks taking on the Predators. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. Jets and Avalanche later tonight at 10 o'clock, also tied at 1 game apiece. And the Oilers and the Kings, that game, 10:30 tonight, series tied at 1 game apiece. So we've had some good matchups so far in the tournament, both the NBA and the NHL. I think a lot of us are not surprised by some of the outcomes in the NBA. Lakers could be eliminated sooner than later. Anybody think they have a shot? They're down 3-0 to the Nuggets. You think they got a shot on Saturday? I'm a Lakers fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm not necessarily a LeBron James Lakers fan. Been a long time since I've been a real fan of the Lakers. If anything, I'm loving the Knicks right now. Knicks are in a fight with the Phillies, though. I'm sorry, the 76ers. New York leads that series 2-1, but the 76ers did come back and beat the Knicks 125-114. Still, I think the Knicks are going to be the favorite there. But some good games coming up tonight. And tomorrow is going to be probably more interesting than anything, especially I think a lot of people will be tuned in. It'll be ABC, Nuggets, Lakers. We're going to see the Lakers probably eliminated. I don't see a 4-game run coming out of the Lakers. I just don't think they've got it in them. What will the NBA do? Golden State, gone. The Lakers soon to be gone. What will the NBA do? How many of you actually have stopped watching the NBA? That's kind of what I'm curious about, more so than anything. I know baseball's probably got most of your attention right now. I'm still NHL and NBA guy right now, and I'm still into the draft. I think baseball season will start for me after all of this is done. After the playoffs are over, then it's baseball season for me. We'll get some of your text in when we continue. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Also keeping an eye on Marshall and App State quarterfinal action, Sun Belt Conference tennis tournament. We'll find out if the Herd can win that one. Hopefully we'll get a final before it's all said and done tonight. And we'll keep you updated on that when we continue on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
It's not a law firm.
Are you one of the nearly 10 million families that own a timeshare? Unfortunately, many families stuck in timeshares have learned the dark side of ownership, as their timeshare ends up being nothing like they were promised. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you were lied to when buying a timeshare, you're going to need help. I know this because I once worked as a timeshare salesman, but quit the business and made it my personal mission to help folks get rid of bad timeshares. That's why I put together a timeshare exit information kit to help you understand how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Over 30,000 families have trusted us to get rid of their timeshares. Many started out by simply calling us for the free information kit and are now timeshare free.
To get your free information kit, call Wesley Financial now. 800-814-1500. That's 800-814-1500. 800-814-1500.
Working Man Store in Huntington. Check out the biggest inventory of scrubs in West Virginia, featuring brands such as Healing Hands, Dickies, Cherokee, and Med Couture at the best price. Working Man Store has one of the largest selections of big and tall shirts, jackets, and jeans in the area. Working Man Store is the king of blue jeans with Levi's, Dickies, Carhartt, Lee, and Wranglers in sizes up to 72. And Working Man Store has the best selection of men's work boots and casual shoes anywhere at the best price. Working Man Store, open every day at 140 5th Avenue, Huntington.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From NCAA basketball, NBA, NHL, and MLB. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
You know, there's something about a truck you can count on and that SUV that's been on every family vacation for a decade. TikTok Tire and Uniroyal know your truck or family car is only as reliable as the tires underneath it. And that's why Uniroyal made the Laredo AT Tire and HT Tire to be the tires you trust. You know, like you trust your truck, your SUV, or TikTok Tire. Uniroyal Laredo AT and Laredo HT. See where 130 years of value takes you. For more information, stop into TikTok Tire, 2102 3rd Avenue, Huntington, right across from the stadium, or call 304-525-7831.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kitty Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
It's our final segment of today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Keeping an eye on Marshall tennis. Thundering Herd leading against App State 3-2. We got two matches still in play, and Marshall's trailing in both of those. This is going to go down to the wire. Of course, what's on the line is a berth into the semifinals of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament and a match against Troy. Thundering Herd leading 3-2, but trailing in the final two matches that are going on. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully, it'll be concluded before the end of the show. If not, you can get updates over on herdzone.com. baseball action, softball action. The Thundering Herd in action on the softball field this weekend, taking on App State. Game 1 tonight, Dot Hicks Field. They're giving away scrunchies. It's 90s night. So it's 90s night. They're going to have the scrunchies. They're going to be playing your favorite 90s songs. They're going to do the 2000s and the 2010s on Saturday and Sunday. Can you believe we're now looking at the 2010s as a classic era of music? I mean, sure, it's 2024, but come on. I'm feeling old all of a sudden here. Where's 80s night? Let's just drive home the fact that I feel old. Give me 80s night. Can we do that? Should be fun over at Dot Hicks Field. Of course, the baseball team in action. They start off a series with Georgia Southern. Game 1 tonight at 6 o'clock. Hopefully the Herd can win the series on the road. Georgia Southern, maybe not the villain that App State has in my heart. Maybe not the villain. I mean, App State's more of my favorite villain. Them and James Madison. App State's a likable villain. James Madison, maybe not so much if you're looking for villains in this league. Your rival. But baseball action tonight. Marshall coming into this one 13-26, 6-12 in the league. Southern's a little bit better, 20-21, 9-9 in league play. Good luck tonight. Marshall on softball, they're 21-24, and they had a good showing though. They lost to Virginia Tech, but I thought it was a good showing. Absolutely. Some good news, I hope some good news. You remember when Micah Hanlogden used to be at Marshall, went to Florida. You remember when he broke his left leg in the Southeastern Conference Championship game? And if you saw the footage, I'm sure you cringed as much as the next person. It was nasty. So his status, I don't know if it was up in the air, but he's taken a year off. So he's taking a medical red shirt next season, and he's going to work to coming back and, in his words, becoming an absolute monster in the fall of 2025. So good news there. I hope that he takes all the time he needs to getting the medical red shirt and is able to come back, and hopefully he's as good, if not better. Yeah, that's going to be tough, though. But if you saw that break, it was just, you knew right then and there that was gruesome. And so he's going to take a year off, and hopefully he has an opportunity to come back and be even better. He had a rod and 2 screws inserted into his leg at nearby Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and then he was able to join the team. He's doing good as far as the reports are indicating. So I'm optimistic for him, and I hope that he bounces back quite nicely. Hate to see anyone go down like that. So that's some good news. I know it's a player that used to be at Marshall, no longer, but still good news there for him. And I think everybody who saw that was wished him nothing but the best. But there's a guy we liked. We liked Micah Hanlogden. Then he left in a transfer portal, and we see that more and more. We touched on it yesterday. Stephen Dick's out now. He's in the portal. It's a guy I just talked to a few days ago at the spring game and was pretty optimistic and high on him. Thought that he might have a more higher profile role maybe with the Thundering Herd coming up. I thought that he was going to be able to really showcase himself, but instead he's entering the transfer portal. I hate to see that. But that's led to a lot of people, and again, this is anecdotal, but a lot of people were telling me, look, I don't care about what's happening anymore. It's not fun. It used to be fun. It's more like the pros, right? I mean, at least with the pros, they can't hop around at will. I mean, I haven't been shy about it. I like pro football better. But the thing I liked about college football was you always had an opportunity to, if you had a bad season, well, get a good recruiting class and you could have a better season. You have guys like, say, Owen Porter, we talked about him earlier, big part of the community for years to come. We'll see him back one day at a spring game. He'll be there. He'll be there and he'll be introducing himself. It'll take 30 minutes. We'll go through everybody that wanted to come back and be part of the spring game reunion, but he'll be there and you'll be cheering for him. And what's that mean for the spring games? Are you going to be a little less inclined to go out to a spring game and really care about what's happening with spring? Because you don't know, here today, gone tomorrow. Is that going to maybe impact you as far as really caring about spring? Like, okay, why should I care about the team when they're not going to be necessarily the team I'll be rooting for in September? Is the attitude I'm hearing. Is that close to where we're at now? Maybe we'll have more interest in it when it comes closer to the start of the season because you don't know what it's going to look like. Players are going to come in. Players are going to leave. There are players, of course, that weren't going to have an opportunity to play to begin with, and you're going to have that. But here's a guy in Steven Dix. He was going to play. You knew that. He was going to be, I think, a big part, or at least he was going to have an important role with his team, and now he's no longer on the team. And you sit and you wonder, I go and I support these guys, but then they leave. It's not like it used to be where you could follow a guy for years. You could be a big fan. You could be an Owen Porter fan. Could you imagine? Rakeem Cato, Tommy Schuler, transfer portal? They have like a good taste of success, and you're thinking, oh, hey, these guys are going to be really good for the Herd. And then they go leave the transfer portal because somebody else calls them. I mean, that changes the entire complexion of Marshall football for years to come. Could you imagine Doc Holliday in the transfer portal? What that really would have looked like? I mean, seriously, with the transfer portal the way it is now, do you think Doc Holliday would have maybe found a second life? Do you think he could have handled the transfer portal? That will be a curiosity to me for years to come. What would Marshall football look like with Doc Holliday running the transfer portal? Could he have done it differently? Would he have done it differently? Would he have been able to adapt? Would he have been able to thrive? That's the big question for me. And again, that's a moot point because we'll never know. But I think that would have been interesting at least to kind of think about just as a mental exercise. What would Marshall football look like with Doc Holliday and the transfer portal? Don't forget, we got baseball action coming up tonight here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. The Pirates taking on the Giants, 9:50 tonight. NFL draft coverage coming up next on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And we'll be back with the draft tomorrow. Saturday action on both Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340 and on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. No update to give you from the Sun Belt Conference tennis tournament. It's still 3-2. Jonas Strom is making a fight of it at the one spot. It looks like the 4 spot could be a fight there as well. This isn't done, but 3-2. Marshall just needs one of the next two to win, to clinch and move to the semifinals to take on Troy. We'll find out what happens later. Hopefully we're talking about a win, a championship, or at least an appearance in the championship game when we come back with you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. I will talk to you soon. Find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Paul Swann. Podcast posted soon. You can get it there as well, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Retransmitting on Glorious FM on 94.1 W227BS Huntington. This is 930 WRVC Huntington, celebrating 100 years of broadcasting.